the woman accidentally discovered her husband had secretly gotten a vasectomy. Only then did she realize he wasn't infertile. He just didn't want to have a child with her. Thinking of all the humiliation she had suffered in his family for not getting pregnant, she became resentful and started thinking about divorce. But what she didn't know was that the one who couldn't conceive was actually her. Some time ago, her husband had already discovered her condition. To protect her from blame, he secretly went and had a vasectomy, then lied to her with a medical report saying he was the one who couldn't have kids. But unexpectedly, while tidying up their clothes, the woman stumbled upon the vasectomy report. From that moment on, she no longer let her husband touch her. Not knowing anything, he thought he had done something wrong. Just as the woman was about to bring up divorce, the husband got a sudden call from the army. Before leaving, he reminded her to visit Grandpa's house the next day for dinner. Thinking of how kind Grandpa was to her, the woman decided to wait until after the family dinner to mention divorce. The husband also reminded her to bring the gift he had bought for Grandpa from the bedside. When she walked over to place the gift on the nightstand, she accidentally dropped the box on the floor. To her surprise, she could instantly recognize all the details about the gift, which made her realize she might have awakened an appraisal ability. So she decided to test it at the antique market the next day. While passing by a street stall, she discovered a seal personally carved by Emperor Qianlong. Without hesitation, she spent $200 to buy it. The crowd laughed at her for being clueless. Wanting to prove them wrong, she gently wiped the dirt off the base. An expert nearby immediately recognized Qianlong's handwriting and excitedly offered $6,000 for it. But the woman firmly refused. After confirming her ability, she went to Grandpa's house. When her mother-in-law heard she had spent $200 on a worthless seal, she scolded her for wasting money. Seeing her mother-in-law's angry face reminded her of the constant insults she received for not getting pregnant, even being forced to drink strange fertility charms. Now that she had made up her mind to divorce, she decided not to stay silent any longer and confronted her mother-in-law in front of everyone. The mother-in-law was stunned because the usually quiet daughter-in-law suddenly talked back. Furious, she tried to smash the seal, but Grandpa arrived just in time. He immediately recognized it as an authentic piece by Qianlong and praised the woman's appraisal skills. He even smiled and urged her to give him a great-grandchild soon. Seeing Grandpa support her, the woman decided to fully stand up for herself. She began sharing her grievances, saying her mother-in-law looked down on her rural background and never treated her as family. She added she was willing to let her husband initiate the divorce. Grandpa was furious and scolded the mother-in-law for mistreating her. He reminded everyone that the woman's grandfather had once saved his life and their whole family owed her protection and respect. The mother-in-law turned pale and dropped to her knees to apologize. At that moment, the father-in-law returned. Seeing her kneeling, he quickly helped her up and asked what happened. After learning the truth, he urged her to apologize again because their store still depended on Grandpa's financial support. Realizing she also had a favor to ask Grandpa, the mother-in-law had no choice but to lower her head and apologize. Meanwhile, the husband had to miss Grandpa's birthday dinner due to an emergency meeting. As the woman walked down the street reflecting on her new gift appraisal power, her husband suddenly pulled up in his car beside her. Seeing this, she decided to get in and talk about the divorce. At the same time, her father-in-law remembered the gift his son